Topic 16 is called vector resolution, and this is basically the final step in projectile motion, whereas if you know the components at a certain point, we can either determine the resultant velocity vector and angle, or the other way around. If you know the resultant velocity vector and angle, you can find the individual components. So let's get started. Let's assume where we're at right now, which means if we know the x and the y, and let's say this is 8 meters per second, and we'll call this 3 meters per second. Oops. Then we need to solve for what's the resultant velocity and this angle here. And we always do this angle relative to the ground, not to the angle relative to the y-axis. So the first thing is, well, we know this. We know this is technically a right triangle because you can drag this over here and it makes perfect perpendicular. And so we end up with, to find the resultant vector, we have 8, and over here we have 3, and we have to find this guy right here. So it's 8 squared plus 3 squared equals the resultant vector squared. Square root both sides, then execute. So that's, well shoot, I could probably do this in my head. 64 squared plus 9 square rooted. 64 plus 9 is 73 square rooted, and now I need a calculator. 73 square root is 8.54. So equals 8.54 meters per second. You need your units, it's not just a number. The last part is, if we have this angle, I'm going to draw this triangle like this, 8.54, 3, and 8. What's this angle here? And we can solve for any one of these any ways. We have so, ka, toa. There's a whole video on this linked to this part of the web page. But I'm going to use sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. So sine angle equals the opposite, which is right here, 8. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. Over the hypotenuse, which is 8.54. So I know the angle equals inverse sine 8 over 8.54. And if I do that in my calculator, this is where I need a scientific calculator. I'm over here on my iPhone. I'm going to go 8 divided by 8.54. Inverse sine is 69 degrees. Equals, so the answer to the second part is 69.5 degrees equals sine. So this step you might need some review on, but there's a link to it online. And the last one, what if you know the starting and you need to do the components? So what if this is 12 meters per second at 30 degrees? We need to find Vx and Vy. Well, so now we just do our, well, I know the hypotenuse and I know the angle. I need to find Vx, which is the adjacent. So cosine 30 equals adjacent over 12. 12 cosine 30 equals our answer. Calculator. 30 cosine times 12 equals 10.39 equals the adjacent. So this is 10.39 meters per second. That's the x, because I found this side of the triangle, and I do the opposite for the next one. I do sine. So I would just write sine here, because sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 30 equals opposite over 12, and then you move the 12 over. And I enter into my calculator 12 times sine 30, 30 sine times 1, 2 equals 6. Alright, that's it. If you need help on the sine, opposite, adjacent stuff, there's an extra video.